Welcome to my channel, Spaventoso Games and Opinion. Today we're doing something a little different. We're going to open up some of my mail, check what we got. Doing a little voiceover on this one today since the audio didn't turn out too well from my camera, but we'll work on that for next time. I pre-opened the packages so it wouldn't be too embarrassing for me to try and rip the paper live. There's my scissors. My tools that I have, a little flashlight, it's always good to have around. A loop, if you got some expensive cards to make sure they're real. A magnifying glass to check and verify the condition. And then something sharp to usually open up the tape from the top, like a pocket knife, a butter knife, or maybe like a pencil. You can just kind of rip that tape on the top loaders off. First card we have here is Death Reap Ritual. I don't have a spot for this in a commander deck just yet, but one day probably will, so I wanted to grab one while the foil is still pretty cheap. I like to keep the top loaders and the plastic sleeve, the shipping sleeve, and sometimes the penny sleeves if they're in good condition, so I can reuse them when I sell things back. And that's kind of usually how I operate, is I sell some cards on eBay and then take that money and reinvest it in cards that I want. Looks like this one needs a little extra care to open the tape. And Frostcliff Siege. I do have a commander deck. I think I want to put this one in. Mirror the Magnificent. Maybe looks a little pringled, but that'll be okay. I can flatten that out. Next up we have, looks like a 10% off singles code. Some Hindering Lights. Got a play set of those. I think I need one or two maybe for a legacy deck. I'll probably set the others aside for some commander maybe in the future. I was thinking maybe it might go good on an Isochron Scepter. We'll see. And next up, this one's more of a speculation. Pick a foil, old frame, Invasion. And then from the same seller, I got this card. Looks like for a commander deck, Urban Burgeoning Scorching Lava. Pretty good condition. Grab a sleeve for this one. Sleeve that up. And I think I have a commander deck that'll fit right in. Next card, I think this one had some shipping information, so I'm removing that off screen. And we have Rising of the Day. I think I wanted to put this in my Cranko deck maybe. Give all my little goblins haste. And legendary creatures get +1/+0. That's not as important as the haste. Pretty good condition. And let's see what we have next. Oh, taped inside a piece of paper. Not a big fan of these shipping shields. I prefer a top loader. It is a little warped. Zenith Chronicler. I was thinking of making maybe like a little chaos deck, maybe like a little friendship sort of deck, and that might be a good little critter to put in there. And make everyone draw some more cards. Make everyone your friend. Here I have Expansion Explosion. I think this is a little bit of a spec too. This seller likes to put in some branded tokens. Got quite a few of those laying around. And each of these are individually sleeved as well, which is nice. Always can use some extra penny sleeves. A little bent, that's okay. I think this is from my mirror deck too, but I just picked up a play set just to save a little bit of money, and maybe one day the card will spike and I can sell a couple of copies back on eBay for a profit. Next card, more shipping packaging. I don't want the address to get out, but Here's some burnouts. A little bit of extra tape. I'm not always a big fan of that tape at the top. Sometimes if it's not done right, it can ruin the card a little bit. Counter, target, interrupt, spell if it's blue. Draw a card. So I think this is another card I'm setting aside for Commander. A little bit of dust on the back. Alliance's old card. Grabbed 4 copies. In the event that I have another Commander deck down the road that I want to utilize it on. Couple more cards here. More shipping information, which is good. It does, that extra paper I think does help. Rip that extra tape off there. Shoot the Sheriff. This one's for Legacy. Destroy target non-outlaw creature. It's usually a 1 of, maybe a 2 of in Legacy, sometimes in the sideboard. A little bit of dust on the back. It looks like maybe it was somebody drafted it. Played with it a little bit. That's okay. I'm going to use it too. And here's another copy. Wanted to grab in the foil version. It was still pretty cheap. If the card spikes, maybe sell a copy, but I think I got a couple of Legacy decks that could use this. This one's not as good, maybe slightly played. That's okay. I'm not going to complain for a cheap card. And we got the last one here. It is Lorien Revealed. This card was about $5. I think it got banned somewhere. So everyone's been selling off their copies for $1.50, $2, and I've been picking them up. These Legacy decks, lots of blue Legacy decks use this. Pauper decks using it. And so I need a bunch of copies. I think I got a Commander deck or 2 that could use this also. This one's definitely played a little bit, but that's alright. I did notice that these Lord of the Ring cards do feel a little funky. So thanks for watching. Me open my mail. Have a good day.